Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to JB Reviews. I am here at Jepson Automotive Repair, and they are actually going to be tackling a valve body on a 2024 GMC Sierra 3500. You guys know Ben Byerly, he's been on the channel a few times. He wants to bulletproof his truck, and my buddy Brian Jepson said, hey, let's tackle this job. So here we are. Let's go and jump into it. Now really quickly guys, I want to introduce you to the owner. This is Brian. So he owns this automotive repair shop, and check out what he drives over there. That's a beast. It's a beautiful Cummins. So you Cummins guys, you better come here.
Don't forget the V.
Yeah. Oh, and he's a Chevy. He's a Chevy GMC guy, right. You know.
And absolutely. The BMW.
He has a BMW. Absolutely. So absolutely. So if you do want to come to his repair shop, they do just about everything, and they'll take care of you guys. All right.
We got you.
Cool. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
All right, so I have Braden here. He's going to be helping us out with this beautiful 2024 GMC Sierra.
How are you guys doing?
So is this your first?
This is my first time doing this job, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
cool.
We're going to start with taking off the pan and then drop the valve body, and then we're going to go from there.
Cool.
So.
There it is. Man. Look at how much fluid is still left in there. So doing this on your back in your garage is not easy, which is why Ben decided he's not going to do that. He's going to go ahead and add that Banks transmission pan right here. That way he can just drain it the normal way. Yeah, check out that beautiful pan right there. Oh my goodness. If you plan on doing your own maintenance, this is what you get right here. Promo code down below. Here's a better look at it. So you guys know that this has better cooling because it does have a ram air built onto this that pulls air to cool this too. And the internal fins work with the external fins to give it the best cooling in the segment. So if you're looking for an aftermarket pan, Banks is the way to go. You want me to pull off the filter? All right. His fluid actually looked pretty good too, by the way.
Yeah, his fluid looked great. Actually, it's in a clean container, so we'll be able to mostly see it clean, other than this top portion's dirty.
Okay.
We'll be able to take a sample, see how good the fluid condition was, but for a truck with 30,000 miles, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and he tows with this truck too. You might want to take a stab at just how much these tools cost right here in the comment section.
Yeah.
You would probably never guess. So yeah, take a quick peek. Just this one tray of tools. I'll let you guys know here in a second, but not cheap. So we're just taking apart the wiring right now. I wish you guys could have seen how he took all these clips off, and I apologize because I was just in awe. So like, wow, he made that look very easy. So
Yeah.
now some shops will undo all the bolts here thinking that that's what they have to do for the valve body, but Braden, what are you doing right now actually?
I am locating each valve body bolt to the transmission casing. Each valve body bolt has an arrow pointing to the bolt, so I'm finding those bolts and marking them so I know exactly which bolts to drop out for the valve body.
crazy how much fluid comes out of this thing.
Dude, they'll sit and drip for days if you let them.
Man, look at that.
Look at this one right here. So when you're taking apart a transmission, you always want to pretty much mark everything, because everything needs to go back exactly how it is. And taking this valve body off, there's some 8mm head bolts and 10mm head bolts. So I'm gonna mark which ones were the 10s and which ones were the 8s, so I know which ones to put back where.
So in other words, you don't want to be pulling all these bolts out, because then you can get confused really quickly. So just pay somebody to do it, in other words, what he's saying. Too easy. For you, that is.
Yeah, not bad. Other than getting a little covered in fluid, it's not terrible.
Wow. Just so you guys can see up here.
These are also, they're not light either.
Oh, they're not light?
No.
How much do you think they weigh?
Probably about 30 pounds.
Jeez. Man, look at how much fluid is in this thing, guys. I hope you got enough fluid for this job.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. You guys can see how much bolts are still left in here. So like Braden said, you don't have to take out all the bolts. You want to be very careful with these connectors too, because they're easy to break.
So these red tabs are the locking tabs.
Mm-hmm.
To unlock them, you got to push them forward. Usually locking tabs pull back, these ones push forward.
Okay. Took out the, you said this is a manual valve?
Yep, that's the manual valve.
Okay.
That connects the internal shift linkage in the transmission to the valve body, in a sense.
Now we're going to take out the rest of the bolts there. That fluid's a little bit darker in there. Oh yeah, see, there's
there's a check ball right there. There's a check ball right there. There. And if those get misplaced or in the wrong spots, it won't allow the fluid to flow properly inside the valve body.
Oh. Wow, so that looks like this guy here. Of course, this looks like this guy here. And this stuff is really heavy too, by the way. Very overbuilt from the feel of it, that is.
And even in this plate, we got check balls. Now that this separator plate's off, we got some check balls in here. Now at this point, we do not want to turn this and let those fall out.
Be a good spot to take pictures just in case.
So right here we have our LCC dampener and our TCC dampener. And these two are not going to be put back into the valve body.
Okay.
These two halves of the valve body, we have 6 check balls on this half and 5 check balls on this half. What we're going to do is take a pick. We're just going to pick all of them out.
And they have to go in the exact same spot again, right?
Yep. So next we have we're going to remove these solenoids. We got 5 of them, or sorry, 6 solenoids. We're going to do that by just taking our pliers, pushing these clips down. And removing them.
One thing that Braden's doing now is he's marking these. That way they go in the same spot again, which is really nice.
So once we've removed these solenoids, behind those are shift valves. So we're gonna remove those with a little pick. And those solenoids are what control these shift valves right here. So if you can see these shift valves we just removed, we're actually going to be replacing those with these billet aluminum shift valves.
Some rubber gaskets kind of holding that nice and tight in there. This guy done cleaning the valve body? Looks good.
Nice and clean now.
Oh yeah.
Luckily these are pretty easy to clean. Transmission fluid's a detergent, so it cleans up pretty well. So now we're going to replace the feed limit low and high side valves. I'd already taken out the high side valve, which is right here. These valves are under a spring tension, so you got to be careful releasing the valve and not let the spring shoot out. if you can see these spots right here, you can see the anodizing is starting to come off of these valves. And we're actually going to be replacing these valves with a stop valve, which is a different design. And these are one of the failure points in these valve bodies, is these feed limit low and high valves. Here we go. Alright, so now we're going to replace this valve that's located right in this passage. It's called the lube regulating valve. And we're going to replace it with a different style of valve and a heavier spring. So now we're going to be replacing the end plug for this pressure regulating valve right here. This is the end plug we're going to be installing. And these plugs are under tension due to a spring. Sometimes you gotta tap them to get them out. Sometimes they are stubborn coming out.
This is what came out. And then this is going back in basically.
So now we're going to be replacing the end plug for this cooler valve right here, but we're also going to be swapping the orientation of the cooler valve.
So really quickly, Braden's going to show you some of the things that we're not going to reuse in this, so go ahead.
So we've deleted these high and low valves and this pressure regulating valve right here. Okay. So these are no longer going back into the valve body.
Gotcha.
So now we're going to be installing our new solenoid regulating valves, and they are each different. There's two sets. So you can see how this one is different and this one is different. And then this one is also different. They each go into their specific places in this valve body for the solenoid valves.
I hope you guys understand that this is really meticulous, tedious work here. Like, just watching him do this is pretty easy looking, but if I had to do this by myself, this would probably take me at least 8 to 12 hours, just because it's so meticulous and how you have to do everything and how he's keeping everything lubed up. I mean, it's just really good work on this side, but man, I don't think I could do this by myself. Even putting these balls back in certain spots, putting these, I don't know, were these solenoids or?
Yeah, these are the solenoids.
Yeah, yep. Like putting those back, you have to, I don't know if you guys saw in the last footage, you have to add something to the clip, and yeah, making sure everything goes back correctly. I would 100% pay somebody to do this. That way you have peace of mind that it's getting done correctly and that you're putting everything back the way it's supposed to, torquing everything down the right way, and that you're not laying on your back in your driveway trying to do this. It looks like an easy job watching him, but I think if you were to have to look through the directions and watch the videos, I think it would be a little bit more tougher to do. So yeah, overall, it's definitely worth it because this is definitely bulletproofing this 10L1000 transmission. But yeah, just figure 8 hours minimum. Even if you have a little bit of skill in doing this, I think it'll still take about 8 hours to get this done.
These solenoids right here, you have a screen to protect these solenoids from any debris getting inside of them. You can clean these screens. They are a cleanable screen. We're just gonna lube them up with some transmission fluid and put them back in the holes.
Ray's gonna pretty much lubricate everything back in there again, make sure there's a little bit of transmission fluid in all these grooves.
So now we're going to torque this plate onto this top side of the valve body to 50 inch-pounds.
Out of curiosity, how much did that one tool cost there?
So this torque wrench, the smallest of the set, is actually the most expensive, just because it does such low torque range. This is about a $700 torque.
And you need to do it by pound inches too, so. All the bolts go back into the same spots.
So before we tighten anything down, we want to make sure we get all of the bolts started first. That's just a precaution, so you don't strip a bolt or cross thread a bolt.
Right, so you just put this shifter.
And we put this new plunger inside of here. You can tell it's a little bit different than this one.
Yes.
It's actually a heavier aluminum.
If you didn't hear that, billet aluminum too, so pretty heavy compared to some of the parts that we're not using again.
So now we got all the bolts in, we're going to torque them down to 88 inch-pounds and then get this thing back installed into the truck.
Cool.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Now, if you live in the area or if you're driving through Utah, you can reach out to Jepsen and get scheduled. I know sometimes people live full-time in their RV, and if you're looking for a place to maybe set your RV, we do have a lot of BLM out here, so you can pretty much camp for free for a little bit, have Jepsen do your valve body upgrade, and like I said, they do pretty good work. They do cap off too, so if you need some major work done, be sure to reach out to them. Their number's right here, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you guys soon.